Hey guys, welcome back. This video is to help you understand what you need to do with your assignments for this week. So let's start by going to our class website. If you're seeing this, you've already seen this button, this unit calendar. I created this to help you keep track of assignments. You also should have gotten a letter or an email and a phone call home about how grades are going to work. I will post a video later in the week to help explain that a little bit further, but I wanted to point something out on here. First, it's not all filled in, and that's because I'm not done planning for the rest of our time together. So as we do these weekly assignments, that's where you're going to see these pop in. So you may end up seeing some ahead of time as I start building them. But don't worry about moving ahead. If you see the asterisk, see how down here it says, these assignments should be completed to improve your third quarter grade. So you'll see those asterisks on certain assignments, like the essay revision, the director's journal. Those are assignments where if you do well on those now, I can go back and plug in grades for third quarter. So if you're looking at that third quarter grade and you would like to improve it, since that's the one that's gonna stick, those are assignments that need to be done. Once those are done, we can start to count the other assignments in your fourth quarter to build that grade up more. But before you do stuff like the essay revision, you really shouldn't move on because that counts for the most, because that assesses all the skills of third quarter. If you go and do all the assignments from this week, they'll hit a couple of the skills, but most of the skills were related to argument and research, which that doesn't appear anywhere in the Romeo and Juliet assignment, so it's really important that you go back and do that essay revision. If you have questions about any of that, let me know, and again, I'll post a video later in the week. Okay, so now you have access to your PowerPoint for the week. I have the dates listed as 4/6 to 4/10. I know we don't technically have school on Friday, so you will have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then you should submit your assignments by Tuesday, April 14th. So you'll see that reflected in the assignment checklist, but just make sure that you're paying attention to that. Okay, so I haven't finished your suggested schedule, but by the time you're watching this, you should be able to see a suggested schedule. You have 3 major assignments to work on this week. The first one is continuing your journal. That's a time commitment of about 20 minutes every week. Thanks again, those of you who are turning in these wonderful journals. They're so detailed. I can tell you're genuinely writing for 7 minutes. If you're not actually writing for 7 minutes, maybe you set a 7-minute timer and you write for some of it, and then you stop and you run out of ideas. What I'm asking you to do is continuously write for 7 minutes. It's not an essay, so it doesn't have to be perfect. If you kind of like lose your train of thought and you start thinking about something else, that can be part of a journal. That's totally fine. But I want you to write for 7 minutes for each journal entry. So just like usual, you'll submit 1 journal entry to Blackboard. Next, you're going to do a learning checkpoint. We're going to use the Romeo and Juliet films to start to compare the way that different directors interpret the script. Because when Shakespeare wrote it, it was a script. That's what he wrote. So then when directors turn that into a film or into a play, like on the stage, it tells us a lot about the directors and the values and the time that they're living in. So we're going to take the chance to look at what we can figure out about the world around the directors by looking at some of the details of the scenes. So you'll do a learning checkpoint. That learning checkpoint is located on this slide. You'll see it's assignment number 5, learning checkpoint. If you click on that link, you're going to get the whole assignment. This may look a little complicated, but remember, because I'm not with you, I'm trying to include as much as I can on this page so that you have all the materials you need. So you're going to see links to stuff, right? That means I want you to click on those links, because if we were in class, those are things I would be handing you. Or like these 2 videos, I would be showing them to you. I'm just including them in the text so that it's easy for you to find. So you have your prompt here. You have the 2 skills we're working on. This is the sample and the questions you should use to make your Venn diagram, and then these are sentence frames for your claim. If you end up feeling confused, I created these steps. This is sort of like in class, I would give you this prompt, and then I would ask you, does anyone need more help, or are you ready to start? And if you are ready to start because it made sense, I would let you start working. But if you are not sure what to do next, I would go through these steps with you. I would take you step by step. How do we do all the things that this prompt is asking us to do? So if you're not really sure what to do with that prompt, or you just want to check your understanding, that's what these steps are here for. Notice these links. That's so that I don't want you to feel confused about what I'm talking about with the Venn diagram or the prompting questions. I want you to be able to find those really easily. Finally, at the bottom, you have your rubric. So you have for this skill, RL7, what do you need to include in your Venn diagram? And then for the skill W2, what needs to be present in your claim? So if you've included all of this in your Venn diagram, and then you've written this claim, then you know that you've shown mastery on this assignment. So let's go back to the rest of our assignments. That was assignment 5, a learning checkpoint. Just like in regular class, I want you to do this first. That way I can quickly give you some feedback using a rubric on Blackboard, because assignment number 6 is your writing formative. And the writing formative looks a lot like what you did for the learning checkpoint. So by doing the learning checkpoint, this one, and getting some feedback, you'll make sure that when you get to the writing formative activity, you really know what you're doing. So again, on this page, you've got some steps that you're going to follow. That's just to help you kind of with an overview. This is like if we started this in class, I might go over these steps with you. Here's the handout that I would give you. You'll see this looks a little complicated, but don't worry about it. At the very top, you have the 3 skills that you're going to be working on, RL7, RL9, W2. So if you read those, you'll see what am I supposed to be showing mastery on in this writing assignment. Then you have your prompt. Here's your prompt right here. And then notice there's 2 links. That's because I'm asking you to compare 2 different versions of the film. So I'm giving you links to those films so that it's easy for you to find them. They're both on YouTube, so you should be able to access them, no problem. If there's some kind of issue, all you got to do is let me know. Then you're going to write a 2-paragraph response explaining how each of these norms differs across the films. In the learning checkpoint, I had you do a Venn diagram. The reason I had you do a Venn diagram is because on this, that's a skill that's really going to help you. So I'm not asking you to read this and then start writing. I'm asking you to read this, make a Venn diagram, watch those 2 scenes, and then add your notes about how they're similar and how they're different in treating that cultural norm. Then once you have all those notes done, then you write your response and submit that on Blackboard. So again, I gave you these steps. This is like your overview. What should you make sure, like what steps do you need to take to be successful here? And then here you have the prompt, the skills, and then you have your rubric. So by doing all of this, that's how you know you've mastered the skills that you need to work on for this assignment. That is it for this week. Again, you have an assignment checklist here so that you can pay attention to what do you need to do, what do you need to turn in, what do you need to do, what do you need to turn in. As the week goes on, I will give you like updates. If I get a lot of questions about something on the learning checkpoint, I will make some updates. So please just make sure that if you're confused, you talk to me about it. And I think that's it. So look forward to hearing more notes about how to do these assignments more efficiently if I think of new ways, and then an update about our new grading policies just to clarify everything. And then finally, if any ideas come up that could be helpful, I will post those as well. Alrighty guys, have a great weekend. Have a good week, and I will talk to you soon. See you later.